All right, everybody, this is Andrew from the SuperHousePodcast, and I'm once again joined by senior Batman correspondent Benoit.
What's up?
So we are here right outside of the Hollywood Museum. We're about to see the Adam West Batman 66 exhibit. Are you excited for this, dude?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen this stuff ever, actually. Maybe it's just the Batmobile, but none of the other stuff.
Right, the Batmobile kind of shows up at cons from time to time, but this time we're going to see a whole lot more. So is there anything you're kind of most excited to see?
Pretty much the costumes and like the replicas of Wayne Manor.
All right, cool. And I just wanted to say, like, on a personal note here, and I'm sure you have something as well, this is the Batman for me that I could watch with my dad. This was my dad's Batman. My dad was actually born in '57, and this show came out in '66. So my dad was 9 at the time the show came out, and he was like the perfect age, and Adam West has always been his Batman. To this day, he's like, Adam West could kick Christian Bale's ass. I think a lot of people like that generation are really into that Batman. Nobody can beat it. And so personally, I've always kind of had a kind of connection with my dad with this show. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm very excited to see what we're about to see. And did you have something to say, man?
Sure. I mean, with when I was growing up, I had 2 Batman movies to watch, and it was Batman '89, and the other one was the '66 movie. And that was the only time that we've ever actually seen a Batman with Robin fight Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler at the same time. There's never been any other movie or any other adaptation that's done that all at once. And I think a lot of people sort of look at the '60s show and they're like, oh, it's just a bunch of silly shit. It's all comedy and everything. But like we forget, like at the time, Batman was going to get canceled. It was the 1960s show that actually brought it back. It was the 1960s show that sort of made him the cultural icon he is today. And it's also the reason why we know so many of these villains, so many of the actors who are on the show. This was the first time you got to see the Joker or Catwoman or Riddler or Penguin or any of those guys. And so we owe a lot of debt, I think, to these versions. And when it comes to Adam West, like I was telling Andrew earlier, Adam West, if you watch his stuff, he is the world's greatest detective. He is that genius Batman that I think everybody is yearning to see, but hasn't really quite nailed in the same way since then. He was always the guy who could solve Riddler's puzzles. He was always the guy who knew how to escape from the ridiculous death traps. And sure, it was ridiculous, but in the world he was in, definitely he was the Batman.
Cool. So let's get right to it.
You can tell the color faded over here because it's all purple and everything. And apparently these would always, like, because he had no pants and everything, they'd always like get burn marks and everything from doing all the stunts. Because Adam West always had a stunt man and Burt Ward had to do his own stuff the whole time. It's wild.
Things I wish that they would do in the newer movies, some sort of callback. I think it could still work where they push back the Shakespeare head and you go into the Batcave of Matt Reeves' Batman or whatever. I think it'd be cool to see it again.
All the lines here. This is better put 5 cents in the meter. Robin's like, no policeman's going to get the Batmobile a ticket. And Batman says, this money goes to building better roads, Robin. We all must do our part. So think that the next time you don't want to pay the meter. So we just got back from the 1966 Batman exhibit. What did you think, Andrew? What were your favorite parts?
I thought it was awesome. I think the only thing bad about it was that it was just not big enough. You know, I mean, what did you think?
Yeah, no, I agreed. I kind of expected off of, you read about it and you expect there to sort of be a room that's kind of like Wayne Manor, the Wayne Manor study.
Right.
I mean, it would have been cool if you could actually lift like a rope like at Shakespeare head and just press the button and then be able to go into the back. Yeah, I don't know about sliding down the bat poles for some of the some of the handicapped people, but like when you get to the bat cave and everything, it would be awesome. But to me, the best part was just seeing the costumes and the Batmobile there, and even the bomb from the movie was in there, which surprised me. I was expecting that.
Right.
So yeah, it's great, and it's great to see. I think when we saw all the merchandise, it hit us that there's not really a comic book TV show these days that's like that. You don't really see that with any of the Arrow or the Flash TV shows or anything like that. So to see just the level of, like, they had bubblegum, like different toys, the soundtracks, novelizations, everything like that, it was insane, and just shows how big of a thing it was at the time.
Right, yeah. I mean, my favorite thing was probably the car, seeing the Batmobile and the Batcycle, and then, of course, the costumes. And other than that, I like seeing the scripts and some of the behind-the-scenes stuff like that, like the call sheets, I think, and things like that. And also, I have to say my favorite toy was probably that utility belt thing that was complete in the box. You gotta love the utility belt. So, yeah, I thought it was great. It was great.
Utility belt also had a gun in that. I don't know what episode that related to, but it was kind of weird to see that. It even had like Batman with a gun in it. But anyways, do you have anything else to add?
I think that's about it, man. Do you have anything?
No. I mean, if you guys want to check it out, it's here in Los Angeles at the Hollywood Museum around Hollywood and Highland, right next to Mel's Diner.
Awesome. So anyway, this has been a SuperHouse podcast video featurette, I guess, on the Batman 66 exhibit. And that's it. Check you later.
Awesome. Take care.